that justice does not produce injustice. 2203, June 5, 2021, by Leon Qafzezi. Justice is a legal concept more widely known in the age of civilization, which includes several legal norms. Justice has at its core a determining value for the daily life of a modern society. It was born precisely to create a harmonious society, in the fight against chaos, negativity, bad habits inherited from the past, and social injustice. It includes some adequate rules and norms in the individual-institution relationship, but also individual-individual. These are some basic cultural rules of a modern society, as we said above. It has gone through a great process of evolution from pagan societies, those of Roman law, dictatorship to modern society. Justice is often symbolized by a scale in balance. Its logos vary in several forms, such as justice for all are equal before the law. In dictatorship, that scales, or, more popularly speaking, that scales of justice, either did not exist, or were broken. The term justice meant the arbitrariness and irrefutable authority of the dictator and his oppressive machine. He either made a hero or a traitor. The individual was unprotected in the face of the law, because the law did not exist for him, just as there was no defense lawyer, etc., elements in his favor. The anti-law depersonalized the innocent individual, turning him into a victim. The state itself openly played the role of the strong towards its people, disguised as an ideology borrowed from the East, and those strata that it considered declassified. In these 23 years of so-called democratic transition, how has Albanian justice functioned? Of course it has formally taken steps forward, some dictated by time, some dictated by the external factor. But the essence has remained the same. Justice does not produce justice but injustice in most cases. And again, the common citizen is unprotected by law. That is why it is called the most problematic institution in the country in terms of corruption. It has already been put in function not of the principle, justice for all, although this slogan and others like it are formally encountered on every court wall, but actually implements the unwritten slogan, justice for what pays. This is the conclusion of every ordinary Albanian who has encountered or had problems with Albanian justice. He has seen with his own eyes how the killers were released after serving only a few months in prison. How unscrupulous realtors work on a sunny day, these money collectors. The lawyer makes a tender or auction, first giving the right to both parties, then slowly leaning towards the party that gives more money than the other party, regardless of who is entitled. Usually, the party that is not entitled is more predisposed to throw more money to come out innocent. And necessarily indirectly, guilty is the party which is not guilty. Convinced of its injustice. Then it comes to mind that expression of Victor Hugo in the famous novel, The Poor, that the punishment is only for Jean Valjean stealing a piece of bread. Or even a newer expression in Time and Space. Steal a piece of bread to insert in prison, steal a railway to become an MP. Where are we going? In a country where the people have lost faith in justice, meaning the state, that democracy is not functional for the people but for a small stratum that governs and their relatives. There is a lot of talk about justice reforms, as well as education and health. In very flagrant cases, the drug was found with parliamentary investigation groups that last as long as stale, and the issue is forgotten without solving anything. Meanwhile, another parliamentary investigation group was set up to find cola at work, or to throw ashes the eyes of the people and the world that this work is taken very seriously. By doubling justice in this case, bypassing it, which hears accusations upon accusations and plays the watchdog. Of course, because it is dependent on politics and is in the service of politicians. After all are equal before the law but not before the judge. Here lies the paradox of the Albanian justice. Corruption has gripped all the links of justice, say the former ministers of justice, and say the internationals. The people try it every day at their expense. We often hear the slogan, "The state is captured." So that this does not sound more propagandistic, let it be shown with facts who has captured the state and why he